You're working late again while everyone else has gone home. The office is eerily quiet, just you and the glow of your computer screen. You've been crushing every deadline, exceeding every target, yet somehow your boss acts like you're invisible. Sound familiar? What I'm about to reveal will shock you. Meet Ethan. He's been pulling 60-hour weeks for 6 months straight. His project reports are flawless, his presentations are stellar, yet his boss barely acknowledges his existence. If you've ever felt this way, this video will change everything you think you know about workplace dynamics. Here's the brutal truth nobody talks about. Your hard work might actually be making you less visible, not more. I know that sounds backwards, but stick with me. The psychology behind this will blow your mind, and more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to fix it. Ethan arrives at the office at 7 a.m., 2 hours before anyone else. He's already responded to emails from the night before and has his entire day mapped out. This dedication should be impressive, right? Watch what happens next. The boss walks past Ethan's desk without even a glance. No good morning, no acknowledgement of the early arrival. But here's what's really happening in the boss's mind that Ethan doesn't realize, and it's going to change how you approach your entire career. Enter Marcus, the toxic co-worker. He strolls in at 9:30 with a coffee and a smirk. Watch how he interacts with the boss versus how Ethan does. The difference is subtle, but absolutely crucial to understanding workplace power dynamics. Marcus doesn't dive straight into work. Instead, he stops by the boss's office for casual conversation about weekend plans and sports. It looks like small talk, but this is actually strategic positioning that most hard-working employees completely miss. Here's revelation number 1. Visibility beats productivity every single time. While Ethan quietly excels behind the scenes, Marcus is building what psychologists call cognitive availability. The boss thinks of Marcus first because Marcus makes himself mentally available. During the morning meeting, Ethan presents his meticulously prepared quarterly analysis. The data is impressive, the insights are valuable, but notice his delivery style. He's focusing on the work, not the relationship. This is mistake number 1. Marcus follows with a much simpler presentation, but watch his technique carefully. He makes eye contact, asks the boss direct questions, and positions himself as a collaborator rather than just a reporter. The content matters less than the connection. After the meeting, Ethan returns to his desk to continue his projects. Marcus? He lingers to discuss next steps with the boss. This is called proximity power, and it's the second psychological principle that hard-working people consistently ignore. The HR woman notices Ethan's frustration and approaches him during lunch. This conversation represents what 90% of dedicated employees experience but never talk about openly. Pay attention to her advice because it reveals the third crucial element. She explains the concept of assumed competence. Because Ethan consistently delivers excellent work, the boss takes his performance for granted. It becomes background noise rather than noteworthy achievement. The reliability that should be his strength becomes his invisibility cloak. Meanwhile, Marcus deliberately creates small problems that he then visibly solves. This generates what researchers call solution visibility. He's always seen as the person fixing things, even when he created the issues in the first place. Manipulative? Absolutely. Effective? Unfortunately, yes. Sarah, Ethan's supportive colleague, has been watching this dynamic unfold. She's successfully navigated similar challenges and offers insight that bridges the gap between working hard and working strategically. Her approach is ethical but assertive. Sarah reveals the fourth principle, narrative control. While Ethan lets his work speak for itself, Marcus actively shapes the story around his contributions. He uses phrases like, "I initiated," "I coordinated," and "I resolved," in casual conversations with leadership. Here's where things get interesting. Ethan decides to test a new approach. Instead of emailing his weekly report, he schedules a brief face-to-face update with his boss. The content is identical, but the delivery method changes everything. During this meeting, Ethan practices what Sarah taught him. He presents his work as solutions to business challenges, rather than just task completions. Instead of saying, "I finished the analysis," he says, "I identified 3 opportunities to increase efficiency by 15%. The boss's response is immediate and noticeable. Suddenly, Ethan isn't just a reliable worker, he's a strategic thinker. This shift in perception happens faster than you might expect, but it requires consistent reinforcement to stick. Tom, the junior employee, has been observing everything. He represents the next generation of workers who can learn these principles early instead of discovering them through years of frustration. Notice how he adapts Ethan's new strategies to his own role. Tom starts asking thoughtful questions in meetings instead of just taking notes. He volunteers for visible projects rather than just accepting assignments. He's applying the 5th principle, proactive positioning. He's not waiting to be noticed, he's creating opportunities for recognition. Marcus notices the shift and tries to undermine Ethan's newfound visibility. This is typical toxic workplace behavior, attempting to diminish others' success to maintain relative advantage. But Ethan now understands the game and responds strategically. Instead of engaging in office politics, Ethan focuses on building authentic relationships with multiple stakeholders, not just his direct boss. This creates what leadership experts call distributed influence, power that can't be easily undermined by one person. The executive arrives for a surprise department visit. Watch how differently she interacts with Ethan now compared to Marcus. Ethan's strategic visibility has created genuine executive awareness, while Marcus's tactics appear transparent and manipulative at higher levels. During the executive meeting, Ethan presents his recent efficiency improvements. But notice the difference. He's not just reporting results, he's connecting his work to broader organizational goals. This is strategic communication at its finest. The executive asks Ethan to lead a cross-departmental initiative. This opportunity exists because he's successfully transitioned from being seen as a worker to being seen as a leader. The quality of his work hasn't changed, the perception of his work has. Marcus realizes his approach is backfiring. His manufactured visibility looks shallow next to Ethan's substantive contributions. This highlights the crucial difference between authentic strategic positioning and manipulative office politics. 6 months later, Ethan has been promoted. But more importantly, he's maintained his integrity while learning to navigate workplace dynamics effectively. The promotion wasn't given, it was earned through strategic thinking, not just hard work. Here's your action plan. First, schedule regular face-to-face updates with your boss. Second, frame your work as business solutions. Third, build relationships across departments. Fourth, volunteer for visible projects. Fifth, control your own narrative through strategic communication. Remember, working hard is table stakes in today's competitive environment. Working strategically is what separates those who get promoted from those who get overlooked. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more workplace psychology insights that actually work.